So, what are you laughing at? This video is a different video to what I usually film. I want to talk about my mental health status. And I'm trying to vlog. And yeah. So, when I was younger, I suffered a lot from depression, and that only heightened a lot when I had my little boy and his dad left. That's like when it came to like massive hit. Before that, I was still suffering, but I was dealing with it. And then obviously, when you have a child, it heightens and it just gets so much worse. And so I just wanted to talk to you about that, how I felt, and I'm smiling now, but I wasn't at the time. And it's basically my little boy, who I've said in a lot of vlogs, I have, he doesn't live with me now, because when he did, I was suffering so bad, and I didn't tell anyone that I was suffering, so I was silently suffering, and it was probably obvious to a lot of people, but I didn't voice that. I didn't voice it, so I suffered, and of course I regret that. But I got to a stage in my life where I didn't feel I wanted to be here, and I got to a point where I didn't really care what happened next. So my mum now takes care of my little boy because I couldn't. Social services were involved because I just wasn't a great mum, and I couldn't be my best because I wasn't telling anyone that I was suffering. I didn't feel like I was suffering. I just thought, oh, it's a mum. This is what mums go through. I didn't think like it was a big thing that I had to like tell anyone about. So I didn't. I just kept it to myself and suffered by myself. Now I know that's not the case, and you should never suffer. My little boy is now 5 soon, so he's 4 now. He's going to be 5 soon, and he's fine. Naughty, but he's fine. And he's lived with my mum since since he was 2. He has lived with my mum, and yeah, I am much better in myself. My mental health is clearer. It's better. Like, it hasn't gone, because I don't think it ever does, but it is better. So basically, I made this video because I wanted to basically tell you my experiences of it. I got to a stage where I didn't get dressed. I got to a stage where my hygiene was bad, and if you know me, then you know my hygiene is never bad. But I didn't wash. I didn't clean myself. I didn't change my clothes. I didn't wash my hair. I certainly didn't do makeup. I didn't do anything. And obviously I had a child, and I didn't really do anything with him either. And he was unclean because of me, because I didn't clean him. I didn't clean myself, so I wasn't going to clean someone else. And yeah, so it got to a stage where I just needed someone's help. I needed help. I would not take help. This is another thing. Like, I wouldn't take help. I thought I was fine. I wasn't. My house was a mess. I was a mess. My kid was a mess. And I left him in nappies. Of course, I regret that, and it makes me feel terrible. But the only way you're going to get better is by talking. By telling people. And there are places that you can go to. Like, you can go to your doctor. And he can help you. Sometimes when you go to your doctor, I'm not going to pretend like they are helpful straight away from the get-go, because they're not. Well, I don't know, but mine wasn't. Speaking from my experiences, when I first went there, he just kind of shrugged it off. And it wasn't until I told him that I was suicidal that he helped eventually. He just kept shrugging it off. He'd say, well, that's because you're a mum. That gets better. But I don't know if he understood. Obviously not. But I did get to a stage in my life where I was suicidal, and I did want to jump out of my window. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm not like that anymore, but I am, to an extent. I'm not that, like, depressed anymore, and I mean, I'm making videos, so it just goes to show I am a lot better in myself. I'm cleaner. There was a time when I wasn't. And I didn't care, really. I'm not going to pretend I did, because I didn't care. But that was my aid. And yeah. So I wanted to make this video because I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to feel like if you're going through that, it does get better. And it will get better, because I am, speaking from experience, I am better. My friend won't be if it keeps getting in my face, but I am.